interrupted an important experiment in progress.
I am Chucky.
Pennywise the ants.
You won't get you, I want to play a game.
Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and welcome back to my 31 Days of Halloween review series, and we're just that close to the big day, Halloween. Actually, Halloween is tomorrow, so... And before I get on to the main event, tomorrow, today I am going to be looking over another film that has been considered widely from people to be one of the quintessential Halloween movies in general that, you know, wasn't well received when it first came out, oddly. And the film I'm going to be talking about that went from not being very well known to now being just this massive hit, and that is Trick or Treat from 2007.
I hate Halloween.
Trick or Treat stars Dylan Baker, Anna Paquin, Brian Cox, and is directed by Michael Dougherty. The plot of Trick or Treat is that it is a creepy, darkly comic celebration of the scariest night of the year. Trick or Treat ends up taking the Tales like the Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt approach, and that it tells different tales of Halloween that will eventually converge on the same path. So, in one story you may have a principal who is revealed to be a twisted serial killer. You may have a young virgin girl trying to find that special someone, and then it turns out like it's something much more gruesome than that. Or a group of teens pull this cruel prank and it has some severe, dire consequences. Or this old man who is dealing with the past and is now having to fight off against this trick-or-treating demon. Now, before I get into this review, I would like to say is that I'm doing a different setup here. I'm using my cell phone as a camera now, not my laptop camera, like the webcam, and that's because, well, I wanted to see how this looks, you know, because the other day, I've been, like, a couple days ago, like last week, Abe and I actually, started filming more of our upcoming short film, Halloween the Kills of Michael Myers. We filmed 2 out of the last 3 of his scenes, and it actually looked really good, actually. And in fact, it actually this phone looked better under the right lighting circumstances than either my webcam on my, like the default webcam on my laptop, or my old Canon camera that I was using to film, which I did film, you know, all of Josh's scenes with the short film. So, I'm just wanting to test that out, and since it's almost like it's literally a day till Halloween, I wanted to do this kind of lighting setup, which I also did for my review that I'm posting tomorrow, which, you know what, I'll just get it out of the way. The review I'm posting tomorrow is the original Halloween. Because again, October 31st, what better time to post a review of that than, you know, on Halloween. With that being said, let's dive into my thoughts on Trick or Treat. Now, starting off with the positives, now one of the things you're going to hear on this is that there's going to be more positives than negatives or anything like that. It's mostly going to be positives because I love this movie. And I'm going to tell you why I love this film. One of the reasons is, again, I've been digging anthology stories. I love Creepshow, as you saw in my review of that. There was another one I watched and reviewed on my main channel before, on Blood Moon Productions, when I was doing it on there. And that was All the Creatures Were Stirring, which was a Christmas horror anthology movie that came out in 2018. I may review that this December on this channel, like do a re-review. So be sure to maybe look out for that, because I'm going to be eventually doing, after this, my 12 Days of Christmas review series, where I'll be reviewing a Christmas movie within 12 days, like, so from 12 days, like just essentially 12 days before Christmas Day. So you'll get a Christmas horror review, like a review of Christmas horror movies, every day up until December 25th. So kind of like this, except not as big and bombastic. Because, yeah, I don't think I could do a full 25 days. You know, I don't think I can. Especially after all of this, because this does take a lot of work. I've just been digging anthology horror movies, and this one's no different. Now, I actually did watch this. So when I did my original review, that was the first time I ever watched it. And now, since then, I've watched it 3 or 4 times. Most recently being the other day when I actually sat down to watch it for this review. So, and yeah, and you know, I still enjoy it. Every time I watch this movie, I enjoy it. I love, first of all, the actors do really good, you know. Dylan Baker does really good as Principal Wilkins, Steve Wilkins. You know, that's just a great character and a great story. Which I'll talk about the stories later. You know, I really dug Anna Paquin, you know, as well. Also dug Brian Cox as Old Man Krieg, I think is his name. Yeah, and you know, I also like I like this dude here. I like Sam, who has sort of become the, now, like, not only the mascot of this film, but honestly has become the unofficial, like, kind of the, you know, unofficial mascot of the holiday itself, of Halloween. Because whenever you go into Halloween stores and that, like, every year you see this guy. You know? That, love this film and love this guy so much, love Sam so much, that I got that NECA figure from Walmart, and then I went to Hot Topic and I got this throw blanket, trick-or-treat throw blanket, which is super comfortable. Probably my most, I got the Halloween the Curse of Michael Myers throw blanket over there, and honestly I think this one is even more comfortable than that one. So yeah, I got some trick-or-treat merchandise. I plan on getting more at some point. Like, I would love to get you know, I just love Sam as a horror icon. I just do. I mean, how can you not love him? So, and yeah, so I love the cast. I mean, hell, in the story where it involves these group of teens that play a cruel prank, honestly, the child actors do really good too. I really dug the child actors, you know, and very rarely do you see movies that have really good child actors, especially horror movies. And you know, some examples I could bring up is like the It remakes by Andy Muschietti, I think that's how you pronounce his name, with Bill Skarsgård. You know, the kids in the It remakes were so... in Halloween 5, she was really good. So yeah, there are some really good, terrific child actors out there, and these are no exception. So yeah, and yeah, just terrific actors in this. I love each of the stories here. Again, I love the one with Principal Wilkins, you know, which is like this principal who's revealed to be a serial killer. Loved how that played out. And I will be going to, well, do I dare go into spoilers here? You know what? I won't. I will not go into spoilers. If you guys want to see this film, if you guys want to see Trick or Treat, go watch it. You know, pick it up on DVD. Scream Factory just released a Blu-ray, collector's edition Blu-ray, which one of these days I will pick up. Double whammy there. And also too, so yeah, I love that story. I love the next story about, you know, again, these, like this young woman played by Anna Paquin who's trying to find this special someone. She's a virgin and all that. They're wanting to try to get laid, but for her, she's like, cause her friends just want to fuck whoever, you know. But she's just wanting, you know, to fuck the right guy, you know, that special someone. And yeah, it does take a dark turn. It does take a dark and grisly turn in a way that you probably weren't expecting. But one of the cool things is that you could pick up on, after you are done watching the film, you could pick up on some of the bit of like hints of where each of these stories are going to. Like, they would say some lines or stuff like that that would, you know, indicate where they're going, you know, with it. And I just thought it's all well handled with that. And I also love the third story about these group of teens that play a cruel prank and everything. You know, I like the characters, you know, especially, I really dug the character of Rhonda, who is this kind of outcast type girl. She's very much into Halloween. To be honest, I see a lot of myself with that. You know, I'm very much into Halloween, and that's how I kind of talk with my friends about horror movies and Halloween itself and that. So, in fact, I've talked to even my teachers about the origins of Halloween and stuff like that. That stuff even my history teachers didn't know about. So, yeah. So yeah, I very much related to Rhonda on that. And again, all these were great child actors. So, and then I love the last story about Old Man Krieg and that. This kind of cantankerous recluse and everything, and fighting off this guy Sam. Which, by the way, Sam is a cool creature design. Which again, I will talk about. You know what? I can't really do much more talking without getting into spoilers, so I'm probably later in this review going to discuss spoiler stuff, so I will give you guys a warning to just jump off this video before I get into it. So yeah, I love the story, I love the characters, I love the actors, like the acting, love the direction by Michael Dougherty, who, if you don't know, also directed Godzilla, King of the Monsters back in 2019. And he also directed Krampus, which is a holiday, like Christmas horror film, holiday horror film, whatever you want to call it. And I have yet to see Krampus. That might be one I'll watch for this December to review. But I have yet to see Krampus, so I can't really judge it on that with him. But I have seen Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and I gotta say, Trick or Treat is by far Michael Dougherty's best film that I've seen so far, because I really did not like Godzilla King of the Monsters. I hated that movie. And yeah, so I think this is his best film he's done. And I know they kind of teased back in 2013 a sequel to Trick or Treat, and I'm like, where the hell is Trick or Treat 2? Seriously, Michael Dougherty, like seriously, where is Trick or Treat 2? Because I would love another one of these. Hell, again, I'm a film director. I play very well with the fall atmosphere, if you've seen any of my work. In fact, Mr. Dougherty, if you're watching this review, you're probably not, but if you are, if you're having trouble with doing Trick or Treat 2, like to where you can't direct it or something like that, pick me to direct Trick or Treat 2. I would love to do Trick or Treat 2. I really would. I would really love to do Trick or Treat 2. No joke. I also dug, again, the atmosphere. That is one of the reasons, at least one of the main reasons, why this film is one of the quintessential Halloween movies. Because it just feels like Halloween. Honestly, out of any film I've ever seen, this film feels the most like the holiday. You know? Like, this is one of those films that has become now, for me, a regular Halloween viewing. Like, every year I'm going to try my damnedest to rewatch Trick or Treat. Whether it be before Halloween or on Halloween, like, day/night. In fact, this would be like a perfect film to cap off my Halloween day. So, in fact, I may actually rewatch this again on, tomorrow. I may actually go and rewatch it tomorrow during Halloween, because that's how much I love this movie. So, love the music. I don't know who composed the music, but it's just got this very, sometimes it could be loud, bombastic, sometimes it could be calming and all that. And yeah, I just love the music. I would love to get the soundtrack, if there is a soundtrack of Trick or Treat, whether it being a CD or vinyl. I would love to get, it'd be cool to get a vinyl of the Trick or Treat soundtrack. Of this film, not the 1980s, not to be confused with the 1980s horror rock movie. That's called Trick or Treat, not Trick or Treat. But yeah, I would love to get the soundtrack of this on vinyl if there is a soundtrack. Also, too, the pacing is very good. This film clocks in at 1 hour and 22 minutes, and it just feels like that. It doesn't overstay its welcome, but it doesn't go so fast that you're missing out certain beats and stuff like that. And let's talk about the way the film is structured, because again, it tells different stories that each of the stories converge on the same path, and the way it's done is just phenomenal. Like, even early on during the opening credits, you could see certain characters pop up that you would see later. Like, for example, you would see you would see Principal Wilkins in a shot, or you'd see the kid that's in that same, that Principal Wilkins ends up talking to, smashing the jack-o'-lanterns, or you'd see, Anna Paquin's character and her friends in some shots in the opening, and all that different stuff. And, it's just so, attention to detail. And there would be certain times it's for example, by the ending of the Wilkins storyline, you see, the story, you see, of the Principal Wilkins story, you see, the character of Old Man Creed come out at his house and everything, talks to Principal Wilkins and all that, and, after that ends, later on, when you get to the last story, focusing on Old Man Creed, you see the exact same shots and everything, but just done from his perspective and not Steve Wilkins' perspective. And that's just, the way it's done is just so freaking fantastic, and it's one of those films I love to revisit and see all these kind of details and everything. Knowing that too, there's some love of other horror films in this too. There's a scene where Mr. Creek is fighting off Sam. There's a scene where Sam has this a razor that's in a candy bar. It's like a candy bar knife, and he slashes Mr. Creek's leg, and he's pops out, his hand pops out from underneath the bed and slashes his ankles and stuff like that. Very reminiscent of what happened to forgot the character's name from the old neighbor guy from Pet Sematary, the one who's sometimes dead is better, that guy, the same exact shot. Or there's a scene in the exact same story where after shooting off Sam's hand and everything like that, his hand is kind of moving along like this, and it's very similar to a couple things. It's very similar to the hand character in the Addams Family, or the scene from Evil Dead 2 with Ash's hand after he gets chopped off, and it's and then just flips him off, although Sam's hand doesn't flip Mr. Krieg off, but, when he sees that's going on, and Sam is reassembling himself, he's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, which is very similar to the scene where the Thing spider from John Carpenter's The Thing from this movie, and you see Kurt Russell's character and his group after seeing the spider head running out, and one of them's like, "You got turn around," and it's like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me," you know? In fact, Mr. Creek himself is designed to look like John Carpenter, and honestly, he does look like John Carpenter with the makeup and everything. You know, there's also other details. Like, there's a scene early on with Anna Paquin's character and her group of friends. Speaking of which, Anna Paquin's character is called Laurie. That's her name, Laurie, spelled the same way as Laurie Strode, you know, from Halloween. But anyway, so when Laurie and her friends are, you know, getting changed into their Halloween costumes at a store, there's this little kid who's kind of peeping in, you know, kind of being a little peeper. And that kid is actually the same kid who plays Sam in the Mr. Creek story. So that is Sam, you know? That's the kid who plays him. And that's... Speaking of Sam, too, I love the makeup of, the practical effects in this movie. Just overall, not just with Sam. The practical effects overall, I love. Which is mostly practical, and I dig that. And I can't go too much without discussing spoilers, so that's honestly rather it with my positives, and I don't have anything I'm mixed on, I don't have anything I hate, so let's now go to my rating. So with that said, I'm going to give Trick or Treat a 5 out of 5 stars. Guys, I love this movie, I really do. This is like a perfect Halloween movie. It's one of the quintessential holiday films. If you have not seen Trick or Treat, go watch it. I am going to be discussing spoilers after this, but seriously, if you guys have not seen it, you love horror films, you love the holiday, check out Trick or Treat. I highly recommend it. It's a great way to end the Halloween, it's a great way to end October with, so yeah, highly recommended. Now let's dive into spoilers. I'm going to give you a few moments to jump off. But before you jump off, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Go back, watch Trick or Treat any way you can, whether it's on digital, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. Just go and watch it. So, and then come back to the rest of the review, and then so we're now diving into spoilers. I'll give you a few more moments to jump off here, so I'll count down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have been warned. Now, with spoilers talks here, I really love certain elements of these stories, and that, again, with the Principal Steve Wilkins story about him being a serial killer and all that stuff, there's this whole thing where he kills this kid and everything, he's trying to bury him and that, and he has his own son and everything, which his son is freaking funny as hell, by the way. There's this one scene where he's trying to hide the dead body of the kid, and it's his own kid is shouting at him through the window, and he's trying to keep him quiet. It's and Dylan Baker's you're going to bother the neighbors. Go watch Charlie Brown, and then the kid's like, Charlie Brown's an asshole. Seriously, that was just funny. But then, after he kills the kid he was trying to kill and bury, he goes back into his house, and his kid has been wanting to carve a pumpkin, so he takes him to the basement, and you think, oh wait, if he killed that kid, is he going to kill his son, especially since he seemed irritated with his son. It's and it's it really looks like he was going to kill his son, but then in a twist, he didn't. In fact, the pumpkin was actually the head of the kid he killed in the story, and he's essentially training his son to be a serial killer just like him. And that's just what was a brilliant twist, in my opinion. And the second story involving Anna Paquin's character, Lori, and her friends and everything. You know, the twist is that there are actually werewolves. And that's what they were talking about. It's like, this whole time, you know, it was actually Lori's first time turning into a werewolf, not finding some guy to fuck, you know? But they play it off like that. Like, the transformation sequences are like, you know, they do it in a way where it's like kind of this werewolf striptease, where they strip the skin off of them. And when the werewolves are revealed and everything, amazing practical werewolf effects. Honestly, some of the best since American Werewolf in London and The Howling. And, you know, and then there's like the third story involving the teens and that, you know, the fact that, you know, they talk about this whole thing, like the Howling School Bus Massacre, where some, like, very, like, troubled slash, disturbed kids were essentially driven off a bus by the bus driver, and it seemed like the parents paid off the bus driver to go and essentially get rid of the kids, you know? And no one knows what happened to the bus driver and everything. And, you know, they pull a cruel prank, you know, disguising, like, trying to make themselves look like the kids that supposedly died and everything. And then the, like spirits or zombies or whatever of the kids rise up and attacks the other kids. And, the only one who survived was Rhonda. So, and yeah, I just, you know, that was great. And then the last story involving Old Man Krieg, and it is revealed that Old Man Krieg was the bus driver who essentially killed, who essentially unintentionally, I think, killed those kids, or I don't know. During the Howling School Bus Massacre. That's what happened to him. He became an old, cantankerous recluse and everything like that, who just happened to look like John Carpenter. So, and then by the end of his story with Sam, Sam doesn't end up he does harm Mr. Krieg, but he doesn't kill him. In fact, he just essentially harmed him enough to where he tries to basically respect the traditions of the holiday and that, and but he doesn't go off scot-free, because he opens the last scene is him opening the door to some trick-or-treaters, but those trick-or-treaters were the zombie kids of the Howling School Bus Massacre that you saw in the previous story, and they just viciously attack him and that. And another thing, so yeah, that's just, I love the attention to detail with everything. So yeah, and I love these twists that Michael Dougherty put in these movies, like this movie. And again, why has there not been a Trick or Treat 2? There was one announced in 2013. Seriously, Mr. Dougherty, give us Trick or Treat 2. There's more than a cult following for the film already. It probably would do a lot better than the first film in regards to that, because, and yeah, and if you can't direct it, find somebody else to direct it. Hell, pick me. I would love to direct Trick or Treat 2. I would love it. I love the first film. I've been practicing and everything like that with the fall vibes and everything like that, and I think I've done that really well. So, especially if you checked out some of my work, if you have. But seriously, dude, if you need somebody else to direct, you know, the next Trick or Treat film, please contact me. I would love to do it. So, So yeah, that's essentially it. So tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think of Trick or Treat? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent about it? Do you think, it's worth the hype, or do you think it's overrated? Like, it has become overrated now? Tell me in the comments down below, and please, everybody, be respectful. At the end of the day, these are just opinions. My opinion isn't going to be the same as your opinion, and vice versa. Honestly, this should be something that's not even worth mentioning, but unfortunately there's people out there who don't seem to understand that opinions are just opinions, so we have to kind of spoon-feed that to people, which I hate. And if there is any kind of toxic feedback in the comments towards me or towards my other viewers, I will remove those comments. I will. So that's it for this video. Before we get off here, if you're new to the channel, be sure to and if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you're new to the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out, like this channel out. Hoping to try to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That's my goal. And yeah, and tell me in the comments too what you guys think of the new setup with me using the phone. Do you think it's better than the Canon camera I was using, or my default webcam on here? Which, by the way, I did got a new webcam. External one is a Logitech one, so I will be using that at some point. But yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.